About 2 months.
About 2 months. It's a big deal.
I've lost about somewhere around 12 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go to find some clothes. But
Well, I said I lost 23 pounds. I did that I lost 20 pounds in 5 weeks. I'm actually wearing my 14-year-old daughter's dress today because I was like, I wonder if I can fit into it. And had to post it on Facebook. I was like, yes, Courtney, I'll buy you a new dress. I took this one. So, and you know, it's great because it's not just helping me, it's helping family members, it's helping more than just weight loss, it's helping clarity, it's helping people that, like you say, have pains, arthritis. I love that, I don't even want to call it a weight loss system, it's just a natural demand of what your body has wanted for so long. It's like it's returning by saying thank you.
My name's Ott Dillingham. I'm Jason's father. I actually got started in this with Jason's his wife, how well she did on it. So it got me started, and my wife was having some health problems. But anyway, I got started on about 4 or 5 weeks ago, just expecting to feel better, which I am feeling better. I've lost about 15 to 20 pounds. Haven't been trying at all, trust me. And the other morning, I woke up about 6 o'clock, went to the bathroom, which I normally do, and came back to bed, and I was laying there, and I'm like, wow, I've had prostate problems for 20 years. I mean, I've had an enlarged prostate for 20 years. I've took Flomax, I've took Avodart, and all these other things, and never helped. I mean, it would keep the flow going, but it never really helped. And I was laying there, and I'm like, man, I don't have any pain down there. I don't have any pressure. I don't have anything going on down there. What's going on? And I just happened to realize that it's got to be the moringa. It's got to be that. And you know, I had no pain, I have no pressure. And I'm going to see my doctor in a couple of weeks. I'm going to let him know about it. But it's been really, really good. Really good.
My name's Jimmy. The way I got started on it, Joe said, here, drink this. Here, give it to me. I drank about anything. And anyway, I got on it, and I lost 20 pounds in 4 weeks. My sugar, what kind of diet are you on? I said, man, I'm not on a diet. Now, before you go on a diet, you need to talk to your doctor because you're a diabetic. I said, man, you don't understand. I'm not a diet. I'm not on a diet. She said, well, you got to be. She said, you need to talk to your doctor before you go on this diet. I said, ma'am, I'm telling you, I'm not on a diet. She said, what are you doing? I said, I'm drinking. She said, do what? I said, but not alcohol. So anyway, she kept on, and I mean, during this whole 30-minute session, she said, what kind of diet you on? What kind of diet? And I said, ma'am, I can't get it through your head. I'm not on a diet. But I'll tell you what I am going to do, because she's out in California. I said, I'm going to give you the website. You go on there and read about it. I said, now, when you get done reading it.
A lot of stories. I'll just tell you mine. Some of y'all know me from about a year ago. I was 256 pounds in August of last year. I started finally, after a couple things happened to me, I started trying to eat better and started to exercise a little bit and started losing some weight. And lost about 34, 35 pounds around the holidays came, and I thought if I can just get through the holidays and get through it, I'll get back to exercise and eat right again. I'll start losing weight. Well, holidays came. I didn't gain too much over the holidays, and started back in January exercising again and eating right. And I think for the month of January, I lost 1 pound. And, you know, if you've ever dieted or tried to exercise and try to lose weight, you know how frustrating it is.
Yeah.
Well, February, I was like, what the heck with it? I'm not even going to worry about it anymore, you know. Well, the end of February came, John had come back from Kentucky and gave me some of the energy, and I just took it, and that's another story, but I was up for about 30 hours, not because I had to, not because of the stuff, I had to be, and it was there for me when I needed this, but anyway, so since I started taking that, not exercising, I mean, still eating pretty good, like I'm supposed to. I've lost 17 pounds in about 4 weeks after, you know, so now I think I've lost about 54 pounds. Wow. Anybody that's lost weight and gotten stuck, that's a good selling point. Look, you're in a plateau, you can't pass through it, try this for 3 or 4 days, you'll start losing again. And that's what it's there for you. My wife, who has been diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis and fibromyalgia, been suffering for it for years. They'd gone through everything. They'd given her shots. She had different problems and aches and pains in her body. Couldn't ever figure out what was going on. And finally, they diagnosed her with rheumatoid arthritis. But by that point, they realized the joints in her hip were pretty much gone. And so at the age of 35, she had a total right hip replacement. And then from the trauma of that surgery is what we think started the fibromyalgia in her body. And so for the last 2 or 3 years, I mean, she's been on just about every drug you can think of, trying to manage her pain, manage her condition, and varying degrees of success, but none of them really giving her any quality of life. Pretty much in constant pain at all times. And on days that were the weather's really bad, where there's a lot of clouds, or the change of weather really bother her. And so she kind of equates it like, you ever felt like how you feel when you have the flu, your whole body just aches. Well, that's how she feels. And when she gets a flare-up, she pretty much doesn't do anything, but she'd come downstairs, wrap herself in a heating blanket, and sit in a recliner all day. And that's where she'd stay for 2 or 3 days at a time. And no hope. There's no real cure for these things. And so she tried every medication, all the new stuff that comes out, the doctor try her on it, weight gain, all the stuff that goes with that, feeling bad. And so finally, after my cajoling with her a few days, I said, you need to try this super mix. Well, she tasted it. She's got issues with texture, and don't like peaches, and she thinks mangoes taste like peaches. So she's like, I can't drink this stuff, So for anybody struggling with that, and I just kept on her. I said, honey, you need to get it in your system. If you'll just get it in there, we'll start seeing some results with it. So she was doing everything. She would drink a little bit. She'd drink pickle juice, and just whatever she could do. And so finally, she realized the V8 Splash fruit medley, that fruit juice, she mixes part of that and part of water together, so it kind of masks the peach flavor taste to it. And anyway, that's just what she does. And so she finally started drinking it and gets it down to no problem now. But in 4 days, started significantly noticing things happening. We went to her rheumatologist, I think after about 8 days. She had just a standard appointment she was going for. And she went in there, and you know how they do the vitals. They walked in, they weighed her. She had lost almost 7 pounds at that point. And I think it was been about a little over a week. They checked her blood pressure. Her blood pressure was down. Her standing heart rate was normally between 110 and 120 beats a minute, just resting heart rate, because she was in so much pain for so long. Well, they checked it then, and it was 92. So she had dropped 20 beats per minute, standing heart rate. And so this is just with the PA right there doing her vitals. And we were just kind of excited about that. And so we got back into the room waiting on the doctor, and he came in, and she had taken a pack of it and some of the breakdown of what's in it, and showed it to the doctor. And he's looking at it and said, it looks great. So there ain't nothing here that's going to hurt you. Everything here looks great. I said, if it's helping you, just keep it up, And so then he checks her hands. And if anybody knows anything about rheumatoid arthritis, it attacks your joints. And a lot of swelling, a lot of pain goes with it. And he was looking at her hands and said, wow, your inflammation looks wonderful. I mean, it's really down a lot. And so that weekend before, this was on a Wednesday, that weekend before was real bad weather. So all his patients were coming in on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday complaining about how much pain they'd been having. And he said, so how was your weekend? Did you have a rough time with it? And she said, well, no, really, it actually felt pretty good. She said, Monday I started my water aerobics again. And he just kind of looked at her like, what? And so that's when he showed her what he was taking. She said, I've been on this for about a week. And so the night and the day difference for my wife, I mean, if I never do anything else, never have another testimony, I mean, it's my wife again, like 15 years ago. She gets up in the morning, takes the kids to school, runs from sun up to sundown, does all the stuff that she used to do. Went to Carowinds last week. She's rode 2 roller coasters. She went to Biltmore House with my daughter on a field trip, walked around all day, came home.
Wow.
I mean, it's just,
That's
if
amazing.
you knew the quality of life she had before, and the depression that comes with never seeing any hope of medication not helping, trying something, and just constant cycle of that, and to see her now is just night and day difference. So
Wow.
it's all worth it.
Awesome.
Guys, I can say it's done this for me. I've lost 22 pounds. My knees don't hurt anymore, and I got to go buy some more britches this week.
I wear my daughter's clothes. You do what you got to do.
And that's all I can tell you. I can tell you a story about my sister, where she had an operation on her colon, and this is gross, but she just had trouble going. I'll clean it up a little bit. But all of a sudden, after she takes the product, boom, she don't have problems anymore. Things come out the way they're supposed to. 14 years she's dealt with that.